hair systems. Like, how difficult is it really to use them? What's the most challenging part? Why do some people start using them and then stop? Right now I'm doing a reattachment. Actually, I've already removed my system. I've been using a hair system for about 7 years, and I want to share this specifically for those who are interested.
Subscribe.
Remember an important point. If you have a high degree of alopecia, you're going bald, or perhaps your hair loss is developing very dynamically, then hair transplants won't help many of you. You can only get a one-time effect. It might just be a small tuft. It can continue, and you simply don't have enough donor area. And remember that your donor area becomes thinner and thinner with each hair transplant. To avoid using your donor area, you can try, for example, a hair system, and quite possibly you'll like it much more than any transplant, which leaves scars and, as a rule, doesn't provide sufficient density. And even the frontal hairline on a hair system is much less noticeable and more natural than a hair transplant. That's how it is. I'm telling you this as someone who has had 2 hair transplants, who wears a hair system, and who has had SMP done. Accordingly, this can be tried, at least because it's inexpensive. The maintenance also costs very little. If someone hasn't watched, I made a detailed calculation several years ago. The most popular question from those interested in hair systems: how expensive is all this annually? Let's talk about this today. In terms of cost, if you do everything at home yourself, it might be a bit difficult at first, then it becomes routine, and you need to do it. I do this no more than twice a month. If I used to spend probably 3 hours on this. And why so long? Because besides removing, reattaching, cleaning the system, cleaning my head, shaving, I also trim and do a fade myself. That's why it used to take 3 hours. Now it's faster. And for those who are interested, I'll show you how to do this very quickly, even while traveling. I'm currently in Istanbul, here accompanying surgeries. Then I'm flying to Tashkent, then to Bangkok, and so on. So I'm constantly traveling, and I need to manage the hair system quite quickly and efficiently. I'll show you now how I do this myself. I've already removed the hair system. Actually, this is what my own hair looks like. There's also pigmentation here, and there's also glue. And here's what's important that I want to show. First, how to clean the hair system itself. Now this takes very little time. What do? I take what I have on any trip, wet wipes. I'll tell you more. I even take one wet wipe and cut it into strips like this. And one wipe is enough for me to completely clean both my head from glue and the hair system. What do? I take it on my finger. If I have time, I dry them out, because I don't actually need the wet wipe to be wet. I need exactly this fuzziness, because this fuzziness removes the glue very well. And probably those who use tapes, it's the same, because tapes leave marks on both the head and the system. All this needs to be cleaned. And this fuzziness, especially when everything dries, makes it very easy to roll off this glue. I don't know if you can see it or not. With movements like this, remember, you can't do this in the direction of the hair. You need to do it across. And see, here I have a mesh. By the way, see, I got such a reddish tint because I dyed this system myself with black color. And unfortunately, some strange dye was used. The black color left such a reddish tint. One of the reasons why I decided to remove this system, after all, either I use a new system, or I'll just shave my head and go back to scalp micropigmentation, because I like that too. And remember another important point. You shouldn't, when you remove the hair system, immediately soak it, because when the glue starts to soften, it can get everywhere into the holes. This is a professional hair system. It's on a mesh. It's less visible. It will be much harder to remove glue from it than, for example, from a combined one. See, it's very easy to remove glue from it, much easier than from mesh because mesh can get clogged, and definitely don't put it immediately to soak in shampoo or anywhere else. While everything is dry, it's much easier to clean. So you see, I'm just rolling it. It's a bit awkward to do this in front of the camera. When a large clump of this glue forms here, I just fold it over and continue using the other side. That is, for example, I clean here, then fold it over. Clean here, then fold it again, clean here. In total, on one such strip, I can collect all the glue from one hair system. That's why I say that one wipe is enough for me to completely clean the hair system. Then in the same way I clean all this from my head. I'm removing the glue, it rolls off. Here I have original glue. Chinese glue is harder to clean off. Although, for example, Chinese glue holds longer than original, but cleaning the original glue is much more convenient. Well, not much, but more convenient and faster than with non-original. Here I'm not doing very well because I'm holding it like this. If I put all this on my lap and clean it, it's done very simply, very quickly. Now, I'll try to turn the camera and show you how it will be. Also, the wipe depends a lot, of course, on the texture itself. Here I am, see, cleaning, nothing remains here at all, like new. And with movements like this, we roll all this into one clump, which we then just take and remove. Done. This clump of glue, done. We've removed this, and in the same way, in total, it takes me about 10 minutes to clean the system. Someone will ask, what is this cut anyway? The thing is, everyone's head curvature is different, so since I have a small head, I always make cuts or order them. But that's what I used to do. Now I order custom systems for my specific head. And these cuts no longer need to be made for greater curvature. So while traveling, I need a wet wipe that I dry out, and just toilet paper or a napkin where I put these rolled up clumps of glue. In total, all this is done quite quickly. As I said, 10 minutes to clean the system, maximum 15 minutes. It's all the same with the scalp. That is, we take and clean like this. When a large amount forms here, we just take it, fold it over, and with this new side do another cleaning, then we fold it again and do it again. This allows you to quickly, in absolutely any situation, even having just one wet wipe, thanks to this fuzzy surface, clean your entire head and hair system. In total, 10 minutes to clean the system itself. Maybe a bit more for the head because after this you'll need to wash your head, of course. And also, a deep cleansing facial product helps very well, specifically for cleaning the skin after glue. That is, first the fuzzy wipe, then I apply shampoo. After shampoo, I apply a deep cleansing facial product, but on my head to clean the glue. And then I wash my head 1 or 2 more times with shampoo. In total, the head is absolutely clean. The next stage after this is shaving the head and attaching a clean hair system. Basically, that's it. In general, this now takes not 3 hours, but 1 hour. If you have any questions, ask in the comments, or if anyone needs my personalized help, write, call. I have consultations where I completely accompany you. We go through the hair system journey together, from the beginning, from selection, from proper use. I tell you absolutely all the nuances that even those who sell hair systems, those who reinstall them, don't know. Because I'm the person who wears them, and for 7 years now. I started with systems from AliExpress. Then I tried various manufacturers. Then I selected manufacturers for myself. The very manufacturers that I now wear myself and that I order for you. That is, I always select the best quality. And for what purpose? So that it doesn't just look like you have hair, so that it looks as natural as possible natural. And it's not obvious that you have a hair system at all, because you can actually select a hair system on AliExpress too. Now, they're not so terrible. The question is in the subtleties that you need to know in order to select correctly so that it doesn't look like a wig. And this is also one of the reasons why, as far as I know, many people start using a hair system and stop, because they can't properly select a system for themselves and don't know all the nuances that I already know, for example. And probably that's why I still wear a system. And I like it despite the fact that I could just shave my head. I have SMP now, see? And it suits me too, I can choose. A hair system with proper use is a very cool way to have the hair that even those who have their own hair can't have. You can choose the length, hair color, waviness, density, thickness, and any hairstyles. You can change your style in an instant, as I do, for example. I have wavy hair, short ones, long ones, but this also requires courage. In most cases, in 90%, a system, of course, looks more natural if properly selected and properly attached than any hair transplant. Well, and of course, it gives results that no hair transplant can give. Well, if you only have very minor alopecia, like first, second, third stage, and a good donor area, and suitable hair in the donor area, then yes. But in other cases, the system always wins under any conditions. Well, and of course, a hair system costs much less than a hair transplant. Its annual maintenance also costs much less. And you're free to do whatever you want with your hair, choose what kind of hair you want, and do whatever you want with them whenever you want. And if you suddenly want to get a hair transplant, you throw away the hair system, get a hair transplant, meaning you lose nothing. If you get a transplant, you immediately lose, first of all, the ability to return everything as it was, and secondly, you already lose your donor reserve. And any extraction of grafts also leads to white dots, to the formation of white dots. For some, they're more visible, for others not, but they exist in absolutely everyone, and over time they can also increase. So, while I'm talking to you, with one small wipe and the help of my fingers, I've almost completely cleaned my head of glue. Now only shampoo remains and, as I said, a skin cleansing product. Then shampoo again, and then I can shave and apply the hair system. For those who need my help, write to Valeria, my assistant. If someone needs systems like the ones I wear myself. Now these systems are available worldwide. I hope you find this video useful. Please don't forget to like, write comments, because this helps with promotion and it's like payment for my work. Subscribe, made by a human for humans. OLEG VALYN.